13th, that's a court date. So whoever can take the day off that day at 11 o'clock, what day is that? Is that a Tuesday, Monday?
I'm not exactly sure,
Okay.
but it's at the federal courthouse, not
Tuesday.
in
Santa
Santa
Ana.
Ana.
Tuesday.
Santa Ana.
Yeah,
Tuesday,
the
November 13th.
Tuesday,
11
November
o'clock.
13th.
8 o'clock.
Whoever can make it.
The Orange County Sheriff, that's when Orange County Sheriff and Wells Fargo have to
Okay.
prove why they do not get in contempt of court, which is
Who's your judge? So everybody knows where to go.
Judge Alberts. Theodore Alberts. Yes. You know, and he was not catering to my disability. He was not feeling sorry for me. He was upholding
I know
the
Judge
law.
Albert. He's a very good judge.
He wasn't taking any not. And the thing is, I had facts. In rebuttal, I came sick, and the other side had no proof, and they don't want to provide anything because all they're going to do is incriminate themselves. And if you guys can go on an archive, I just did a radio spot on 11:50 a.m. talk radio with David Cruz, and there's a video up that I did with my friends, and there is also the the radio show, and I am speaking. Also, the officer, the sergeant that put the gun to me, admits on the show that they pulled a weapon, admits that they removed me, not based on any other court order, but because, well, legal inside of our department told us to violate a federal court order. Admitted to many, many things, and if you listen, and when you listen, at the very last second, Wells Fargo's attorney calls into the show, lie, lie, lie. Everything they say is a lie. So, of course, there was no rebuttal. They waited to the last second, but if you can go on there and you'll get to hear just a little bit of it. And he admits to these things. So, you know, it's a shame.
In the meanwhile, they're expecting you to wait or find whatever means to keep you out. Like they're not letting you go home.
No, they've refused me since October 10th. They have denied. Wells Fargo has denied me access. That's not even legal in a legal eviction. They have to give you access to your property. They have not even let me in my home. Made excuses, denied, refused. We've called every single day. They won't let us through. Thank you so much.
See you later.
So is that why you're at the Women's Cancer Center? Because you got evicted?
Yes.
If it wasn't for that,
Yes,
you would
yes.
be
If
home.
it wasn't for the illegal eviction or the kidnapping at gunpoint, as I'm going to refer to it from here on out, I think. If it was not for that, they put me in the hospital. They hurt me so badly. Since then, I am having more seizures in my heart. I am not doing okay. I am barely hanging on. It's why I made a dying declaration. That's a statement on film with my disability center. I made a dying declaration so that if I do not make it past tomorrow, past this week, that it will not go unsaid and that my testimony will be heard, because a dying declaration is like me being there to testify for myself. And so I did that. So yes, where I'm at, I have no care. I have not seen any specialist, my doctor, my oncologist. That day I missed 3 vital appointments, including neurology, for these seizures. And since that day that they injured me so badly, I have never been in such medical distress. I keep having to go. I need to go to the emergency room, but I can't go because if my system is so low and I go expose myself so, I am stuck. And all I can do, and I'm going to tell you something right now that's going to blow your mind out of the water, because it's beautiful. Because I don't want you to think every human on the planet is just greed and hate. And there are women at my cancer trauma center, and they are there because many of them are very ill. They have nowhere to go. And so the Cancer Society, the Angel Network, different things will get them to a safe place, especially for us, for our immune system. No medical, and it's all women. So we're safe, we're safer. We had protests on Friday and Saturday in front of Garden Grove Police Department because it won't take a report, because the U.S. Marshal and the FBI said, all you have to do is take that federal court order to your Garden Grove police station. They can let you in your house immediately. Now, I didn't just think of that myself. I called around and I asked. Many people, a number of U.S. Marshals, that's what they told me to do. So I went. And they refused. They didn't just refuse to help me. They went and talked to their friends at the sheriff's department. Call the sheriff. So I said, you wouldn't, if I was carjacked, raped, and beaten, you wouldn't give me the phone number of the guy that did it and say, we're not going to file a report. You need to call that guy because he's the one that you have the problem with. See, this is not about civil, because that's a civil matter. Look that up, you guys. The difference between civil and criminal. It's not a civil matter. This is a crime that was committed. So I want to make a police report. This is what I was told. I need to get home.
It's not a crime. It's civil contempt.
There's
Well,
other things.
I would contend that there's crime when, for no reason, an officer unholsters his weapon, puts it
That's a crime,
unsafetied
but
to someone's
yeah.
head, and takes them from their premises. That's crime.
And not allowing me into my property even after the fact is something they can't uphold. That is a violation. Again, violation of a federal court order is a crime. Violation of a court order is a crime. Any one of us would go to jail if we violated a court order. And so, the law is not above the law. So who do you call to police the police? Who do you call to police the police? So,
DOJ, Internal Affairs.
and see, FBI, there's reports. They are filing criminal charges. See, criminal charges, but they are not. They said we are not your immediate responders. You need to go to, especially because I told them about my medical condition. You need to go to your Garden Grove Police Department, give them that information, and I got everything updated. It's updated to that day. There's no denying it. It's also a public record. They can look it up. They can check it. I've called my mayor. No one will call me back. We have legal counsel for our city of Garden Grove. My city received millions of dollars from the federal government to help with homeowners for the fraud and all of these things. So all these millions of dollars, and I'm thinking to myself, hello, where's the money? You don't have an attorney then? I have cancer and I'm stuck in a hospital. Anyone want to get me home? I got a federal court order here. So all of that later stuff, I said, I don't have till later. I have terminal cancer. I'm not looking for later. I just want to go home. I just want to have my medical care. I just want to stay alive. How about we start there and then you guys can make amends to me after. And that's it. I'm just trying to get home. So at that protest, we show up on Saturday and they just want to protest so that they'll file a report. That's all we're asking for. Could you file a report? Can you look at this? Can you do something to protect me as a citizen? To women from the Cancer Trauma Center. 20-year-old girl on the kidney transplant list. Something happened. She's going through dialysis 3 times a week. She takes the bus, has dialysis, takes the bus all the way back. Same thing with another woman. 63, she is in chemotherapy. It is her 3rd round of chemotherapy. And from dialysis and from chemotherapy, these 2 little frail women showed up to stand with me. And they said, no, we want to be here. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, here's these women fighting for their lives. And they care more than the people who are supposed to uphold the law. And if they can muster the strength coming off of dialysis, coming off of chemotherapy, and show up and ask for help, we're a witness to what is happening. And they have nothing. And they're just appalled. But my heart was beyond full. You know, to watch that, it was brilliantly amazing. So, you know, you're gonna come across really bad ones. But in the roughest spot, there's some really magical things that happen that if you weren't hurt, maybe you wouldn't have got to see. Now that doesn't let them off the hook for what they did. Please, don't take it as if I'm saying they did me any favors. I don't miss any miracles. I don't need to have a gun put to my head to see the beauty. So, thanks you guys so much. I'm sorry I'm so slow.
Thank you for coming out. Because
Thank
this is
you.
a perfect example of the level of corruption that is in the departments, the level of corruption that's within the city governments that allows this type of thing to continue. You know,
My
we're
religious
here to make sure that the community is protected. That's right. But listen to the level of the law that's already been, that goes beyond the person walking down the street, their comprehension of the law. They've gone far beyond that. Someone puts a gun to her head, a law enforcement officer, and we hear, you got to get an injunction. Well, I'm really glad he didn't pull the trigger, because then what would we hear? What would we hear then? Amazing Grace? This woman has also been denied her access to her spiritual and religious items, which are among her human and civil rights to possess. These items were handmade, they're Native American, and they're of her people. The religion that she practices. Freedom of religion? Southern California, not after some corrections have been made. That may be possible. But as it stands, I know most of us probably would have been criminalized by this point, but she's got the fight to stay with it. Let's get her some help. Let's do something real. It takes more than coming out here and holding up these signs. Let's make it happen. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it.
Anybody have